Welcome, one and all, to a very special episode of Dice Party. Come sit as I tell you a story. No, okay. Hey guys, this is the Bearded GM with the Dice Party podcast. We are having a very special edition of Dice Party today. We have a Halloween one-shot that's probably going to be a two-shot, but you know what? You get episodes all at the same time, so it doesn't really matter. So, today, we have some special new characters that are joining us for this one adventure, and we are going to be going off to somewhere spooky and spectacular and creepy, and I don't know what rhymes with that. So, let's try to do alliteration. So, I just keep getting looks. I just keep getting glares.
Gee, I wonder why.
It's like my mom in the cash. She's like, stop it.
Behave yourself.
Today, we are going on a very special adventure to a very spooky place. A place that belongs to a Miss Lady Ebonvale.
And if you...
Millicent Ebonvale, that's what it was. Yeah, I forgot her name.
Sorry.
What? Huh?
If you guys haven't already, we do have the... Maybe not a full backstory uploaded for each character, but just like a little tidbit about each character. Those were like the teasers that we have already posted. So if you have missed those, you can go back and listen to them. It'll just give you a little bit more information.
All right. So first off, for this very spooky special episode, we have the owner of Ebonvale Manor, Miss Lady Millicent Ebonvale. And so, Millicent, right? Is what it was?
Yes.
Okay,
Millicent.
I thought it was. Okay. So I will let you. I will. Owl. Ooh.
How many energy drinks has the DM had today?
0.
Uh-huh.
It's me stone cold sober.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yep.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, so.
We're leaving that in.
Dun dun dun.
I will let Miss Lady Ebonvale describe her character and herself and her humble abode so that you guys can get a better understanding as to where we are and who we're dealing with.
Humble, darling. We're not commoners. So I'm playing Lady Millicent Ebonvale. She's an aristocratic half-elf wizard who basically refused to die. She was the head of a powerful, secretive family known for their wealth, their manners, and their magical dealings. Millicent was always in control. She's ruthless and she's sharp-tongued. When she started aging, she realized she was losing control, and that's absolutely just not okay with her. So she performed a dark ritual to stop time for herself. Now she's trapped kind of between life and death. Her body is frozen, but she's not fully dead, but she's not fully alive either. She's bound to her family manor and she's not able to leave it. Otherwise, she'll either cease to exist or, something bad will happen. She's not 100% sure, but she can feel it. It's almost like a soul tie, like she has to stay at the manor. With her is her ghostly footman. His name is Edgar Ravenshade. He can't speak, but he communicates with like dramatic sighs, eyebrow raises, things like that. He's bound to her by a promise to never leave her side. Millicent actually entwined that promise with magic to where when he actually did die years later, he literally rose again as this ghostly footman to follow her around so he would never leave her. And so now he never leaves her side. He serves her eternally. There's also my familiar who is called Whiskers the Deathless. So he is now a skeletal cat and his eyes are more or less, they look like green fire, like his eyes kind of dance like flames do. He enforces manners with his claws and his cat opinions, and he watches all the guests with much disdain. He's fiercely loyal, but he's also a constant reminder of the price of cheating death, because when she cheated death, he was there with her and he lost his fur. He became the skeletal version of a cat, basically. And he's also just kind of in between life and death like she is. So Millicent she's elegant, she's terrifying, total control freak. She's the queen bee, basically, and she's kind of a hoot. I'm excited to give her a go.
After that, because we're focusing on you at this point, what is Lady Ebonvale? What is she like wearing? Like, what is like the clothing that she would often wear, and like her house, how does it look and everything like that? Like what era, decor are we talking about? Things like that.
So it's currently about 1910 or 1920. It's been about 300 years since she did that ritual to sever her soul from death. Her house it's actually pretty cool because it's also in this state of immortality where nothing changes, which is partly really cool because like the wine glasses don't ever they never empty really. They just kind of are perpetually full. The candles, like you'll see the wax melting, but they never snuff out. You never need to put new candlesticks in, anything like that. So it doesn't change, which is cool, but also slightly unsettling, I'm assuming, for most people other than Millicent. Millicent wears typical, like, fancy Victorian type clothing, but she tries to... She wants everything to be proper. Everything needs to be... like, tradition's very important to her. Everything needs to be the way it was, and there's no asking why. It just is. If this is the way things are done, this is the way things are done. And... you know, that's just how it goes. So propriety is extremely important to her.
And everything of that is paramount to her.
Yeah, and she very much expects to know exactly what's going on in her house. She expects to... there's not really any servants. There's just Edgar, basically. So the house kind of just takes care of itself. There's not really any servants left, but things are still done. The silverware is still always polished. There's always, you know, tea is at the exact right time. Dinner's at the exact right time. Everything just kind of
We don't
happens.
question why it happens. We just do it.
Basically, yeah. True Brits, okay?
What's been going on with you, Miss Lady Millicent Ebonvale? Your house has been acting a bit askew recently. Normally, the house reacts to you and your commands and bends to your will. Nothing really goes on in this house without your knowledge or say-so. You know, the dishes are always nice, prim and proper. The candles are always lit. The fireplace is always warm and inviting. Never is it to be snuffed or anything of that nature without your knowledge. But lately, things have been going kind of weird. You've been hearing creaks in the night where you shouldn't. Doors slamming. Dishes falling out of the cabinet. Fine china ruined after having it for centuries at this point. It's just something feels off. There's times you're in a room by yourself and you feel almost like a certain darkness, a cold come over the room. And you're not used to feeling that because
I feel nothing.
with your condition, feeling is not something that you do a whole lot of. But for some reason, you feel a chill every once in a while go down your spine. An old familiar feeling that you haven't felt in centuries. But it's just something feels off. Something feels weird. You don't feel alone where you should be alone. And you don't feel comfortable in your house at certain times. This obviously does not sit well with Miss Lady Ebonvale. Because everything is supposed to be the way it's supposed to be. And it's not the way it's supposed to be currently. So doing this, Miss Ebonvale has penned a letter to a well-known investigator. Someone who is skilled in, or at least has a good track record of supernatural investigations. And getting to the bottom of things and finding things out. And as you send one off via Raven to him, there is another who is on their way to the manor. Mr. Elias, would you please describe a brief description of your character, what they're doing here?
Elias Grimhollow is a tall, gaunt figure. His occupation is that he was a lamplighter in a fantasy version of Scotland. I didn't quite get as far as coming up with a name, and I'm forgetting the ones that I came up with.
Haggisville, Scotland.
Yeah, Haggisville. I think it was like Dunay or something.
I hail from Haggistown.
So he's from the town of Dunay, near one of the lochs. And he was a lamplighter in life, otherwise known as a Leary. And he spent his time doing his job, lighting the lamps at night so that people could see where they were walking and going. And during the day, he found his way to the nearest pub and wouldn't really leave. At least it got worse and worse as he got older. That leads to one night he got drunk before his job, and to him, he failed to light one of the last lamps on his route. And when that happened, the next day it was discovered that in the darkness of that night, there was a young woman who was tragically murdered. No one knew whether... There were a lot of people who accused him of being involved that he conveniently forgot so that he could return later and prey on some poor wandering lass. But he is pretty certain that it wasn't him and that it may have been somebody else. But he doesn't know because he had not been quite sober that night. So a few days later, he was discovered by the townspeople hanging from a noose under that very lamplight that he failed to light that one night. A few nights later, he returned from the dead, not knowing what exactly brought him back, but there was a sense of guilt that fueled his return into the world. And from that point on, he had a spectral lamp that is always floating over his right shoulder, which communicates with him occasionally and in different voices. And what he's been doing since then is he has been on a mission to find lost souls and give them peace by essentially guiding them to the other world through the use of his lamp. And he is hoping that one day he will find the young woman who tragically passed away, and maybe in helping her cross over, he can finally find some peace from the guilt he's been feeling this whole time.
That got very sad.
Yeah.
I
like,
yeah.
we have...
I like a little bit of tragedy.
It's Edgar Allan Poe and a character, basically. It's just like...
Really is, yeah.
Like Poe just sat down and penned this person and said, "Here you go, Steven." Like,
definitely some Poe inspiration
Thank
there.
you, Edgar.
Thank you, Edgar.
So, Mr. Elias. So what's going on with Mr. Elias is one day, while on his normal journeys, just kind of seeking for lost souls, the Lantern has talked to you and guided you towards places to find these souls that need to be escorted, to be guided through and everything. There has been multiple times over the past day or so that they have been heavily telling you to go to Ebonvale Manor. It's almost like it's because the voices are never clear. They're never specific on why you're going to a place. They just tell you go here. They want you to follow like in that example essentially. And there has been message after message after message coming through this lantern telling you Ebonvale Manor. It's been heavily pointed that way, and you've been making your way there. However means you travel. How does one spectral / semi-physical, whatever you are, spirit such as yourself travel? Yeah. Usually probably just floats and meanders around, right?
Right.
As you pass the there's this clearing in the woods, property line of Ebonvale Manor, and you find yourself coming up, honestly, more towards the back right side of the house, not even the entrance, but you've wandered through, you've found it, and it's a mansion that is high up in the secluded area of the city, somewhere you have to drive to get to for a while. It's fancy, you know, like people who would live here want to be secluded. So
I've had rumors of this house.
You've heard things about it over time. You've been around for quite a while. So then as you come across the property line, you make your way towards the house, and would you just go right in, just find a way to just get inside the house, or and we never established if you're a spectral being or if you have a physical body that you inhabit, kind of like you possess a body or something like that.
So he is physical, He's not a zombie. He's not brainless, any of that typical type of thing. I think it might be... I could be wrong, but I think it's more accurate to call him maybe like a revenant.
Yeah.
The species that I'm going with is the reborn.
Yes.
So he is a reborn. He was brought back to life, and yes, he has a physical nature, but he is essentially an undead spirit who possesses a physical body brought back by an unknown patron, unknown to him.
Unknown to what's going on, yes. So, establishing even physical form and everything. So, with that, how would you approach? Would you just walk through the back door of this house, or would you? What would Elias do in that moment?
He would walk right up to the door and give it a hard knock.
A solid thump. Yeah. And Miss Lady Ebonvale, you, in your manner, you hear a knock at the door. You weren't expecting a knock at the door. And once again, nothing really happens in this house without your knowledge. You know when people have been invited to the house, or people who are on their way, even when people break the property line, you're aware of it. Someone has made it all the way to your door and is knocking, and you did not expect it. What would she do?
Quick question for the DM. Do I normally answer it, or does Edgar?
No.
You know what? I'll give you that. I'll give you that distinction because I'm assuming I would assume Edgar, but that's up to you.
Me too, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
So is he next to me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Edgar. That can't be the detective already. Who's at the door?
He gives kind of a cocked eyebrow and uses his eyes to very, as we've established, he can only express himself through looks and gestures because he cannot speak in his ghostly form. But he gives kind of a cocked eyebrow, tilted the head, and just kind of like a shrug of like, I'm not sure. So he then makes his way to the front door and is able to, and gestures it open. It begins to creak open, and you see right in front of you. Well, did we describe what you look like what you're wearing and stuff like that?
I think I pointed out that he was tall and gaunt.
Yeah.
Over 6'3". He's a thin, gangly fellow.
Only
What I
gangly?
think I left out was that he has a stooped posture. He actually leans over a bit, as if weighed down by invisible chains of guilt.
All right, thank you, Marley.
I was about to start singing Marley and Marley.
Very much a Marley-inspired characteristic, but I love it.
Woo!
Ebenezer!
The sense of guilt.
You shall be weighed down by these two!
He's not depressing, but the sense of his own failure is very heavy upon him.
I would imagine. So yes, but like, what would your physical clothing actually look like? Would you be wearing the same clothing of your?
So he actually wears the outfit of
that
a
he had in death.
lamplighter.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
he wears like a great coat with a top hat, soot stained. He's got a nice white shirt. Well, I said nice, but it's actually soot stained.
Well, I mean, it's
very much an air of dirtiness.
If we're talking about Victorian era England, then yeah, nothing nice and white ever existed. That's just how that place was.
And his occupation was dealing a lot with coal and the charcoal.
Yeah, there was no, unless you were really
flames,
rich, you didn't
smoke.
have good white linens. Like, so Lady Ebonvale, at your door, you see, as the door swings open, you see something you haven't seen in a very long time. You see someone dressed as a lamplighter from way long ago. A very out of date style, out of date garb, essentially.
Since Edgar can't speak, she's just gonna lean over. How curious. You appear to be the only soul to cross my threshold without my invitation, or my knowledge. Even the walls didn't whisper your name.
I'm here to help with your problem.
Are you the detective?
Oh, detective? No, In life, I was a leery, but now I just go around saving souls. And apparently there's one here in need of saving.
Well, this is quite unexpected, but there's been a lot of things going wrong here. I suppose even perfection must endure the occasional wrinkle. Perhaps you'll be of some...
I've got a few wrinkles in my outfit, but shouldn't be too displeasing. I try to keep it as clean as I can.
Trust me, I've noticed. It's not very proper, Mr...
Oh, Grimhollow. Elias Grimhollow.
Mr. Grimhollow? Well, do come in. Maybe you can be of some use to the detective when he gets here. There's quite a lot of weird things going on here.
Oh, undoubtedly. I'm sure. Otherwise, the voices wouldn't be talking to me.
Do you mind your boots, please? They're a bit muddy and not proper at all. Edgar?
Edgar, is standing right there, and he rolls his eyes so hard when he sees the boots. He's just like, you gotta be kidding me.
Whiskers is absolutely hissing and growling from the corner because he does not like messes.
Pardon me, madam. I forgot my manners. I'm not used to being in such a fancy estate. And he just waves his hand right there and casts a little prestidigitation. He casts a little prestidigitation.
That is the curse of Elias, that he has prestidigitation, but he can never clean himself. He can only clean his surroundings.
Millicent's just gonna watch and be like, quite right, that's better.
Oh, yeah.
See the mess disappear, gesture towards the mess, and then gesture towards him and his very disheveled and dirty appearance, and just be like, not you guys wouldn't see this, but off to the side, he's just kind of like, basically, if that, why that? You know? Like, very confused.
Millicent's absolutely thinking the same, but she's not saying anything.
Yeah, it wouldn't
yet.
be proper.
It's just not a thing that's...
You can't insult someone directly, you have to backhand it,
exactly,
you know?
that's how
it's not a thing he thinks about most of the time.
What happens is, as you come in and you make the mess go away, and you guys, I was going to say, Miss Lady Ebonvale, you are now met with somebody who you had no idea was coming. You have no idea why they're here or what. He can't really even tell you why he's here, and you're just like, what happened? What would you even do at that point? Would you invite him in and say, I guess he wants some tea or whatever? Like, don't sit on my furniture. Like,
I mean, he's already here, so she's not going to be rude. But what time of day is it?
8 o'clock night.
8 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Mr. Grimhollow, the gong is about to ring and it's about to be dinner time. Please tell me you have some respectable clothing.
I'm afraid this is all I've got on me. Not really much need to change clothes these days,
I see we are testing the limits of my hospitality this evening. Edgar...
Oh, there's going to be a test tonight. I hope it's not too hard.
Time will tell. Edgar, please tell me you can find him something suitable for this evening.
Edgar rubbing temples, just
like, I can't work miracles, lady.
he's like, well, and he, what happens is, from around the corner, you see, a very, what can only be described as maybe, a servant's chair that has come from down, the lower levels of, here's where dinner is, and about a floor down is where the servants would eat dinner, and it's, a very cramped wooden table, wooden chairs, not very good. And so you just see one of those chairs walking from around the corner and just go to the living area, I guess, where you would have company, essentially, past the foyer,
Edgar, there's no need to be rude to our guest, even if it's... Anyways.
Elias is just looking around. What?
That's a wee bit fancy, isn't it?
It's a nice looking house.
Perhaps, Edgar, what I meant was, could you find him some proper clothes? Surely we have something in the house. One of the old rooms.
He just gives a nod and he floats off and everything and to go find something. Meanwhile, you guys are just kind of standing there. You do hear a clock. There's a loud tick
There's a loud ticking going on. He's just kind of looking around. We're standing in a main hallway.
I would assume so, yeah, because she was basically she had just gotten dressed for dinner, so she's ready to kind of go in. So, yeah.
Which means she took off her 17-layer outfit and put on her 16-layer outfit.
Much more
So,
comfortable.
strip that layer off and it feels much better.
He's actually going to cast Find Familiar. And he's going to summon an owl.
In the house, okay.
And he's just going to send it up the stairs.
Oh.
And then what I'm doing is I'm going to use my telepathic connection with him just to look through the owl's eyes to see what's around up there, to get a quick glimpse of things around there. Elias kind of look around and then look upstairs. He goes, "Oh, wee Hewlett, come to me."
I consider yourself like I didn't summon a coup.
Wee Hewlett. Yeah, Coo, go up the stairs now.
Go coup.
Tell me what's up there.
What do you see through your coup eyes?
Alright. So he goes, "Wee Hewlett," and a little owl appears on his shoulder. He goes, "Show me off the way." And the owl flies up the stairs, and as he's doing that, he's using his telepathic connection just to see, like, the upper rooms and stuff to get an idea. If there's any closed doors, it's not going through, but just seeing, like, what the outlay looks up of each of the levels of the house.
So, and for Miss Ebonvale, for Lady Ebonvale, you see this owl,
Lovely.
owl, just fly in, land on his shoulder. He speaks to it, it flies off. Nothing stops it. The house doesn't stop it. You're like, and before you even say anything, it's here and gone. You're just like, you clearly don't have control over that. Like, it just happens.
She's gonna look at him and say, "An owl? Indoors? Have we abandoned civilization entirely? Kindly retrieve your winged vagrant before Whiskers decides it's lunch."
Oh, he's a pretty nice owl, but I'll call him back. I just wanted to see a survey of the land before we head off in any direction.
Should I also expect a goat at the dinner table?
Oh, I don't really do goats. No, I don't like them.
Well, let us be thankful for that.
See, if I were Elias, I'd be like, well, I'll kindly retrieve, my friend, if you kindly retrieve a stick from your arse.
Shut up.
So yeah, I call my Hewlett.
Yeah, Hewlett. What happens is, so this, are you casting Scry on the familiar, or is Find Familiar, are you able to look through his eyes?
Well, the way it describes is telepathic connection. While your familiar is within 100 feet of you, you can communicate with it.
Oh, that's right, you don't have to Scry with it, because it's, Gotcha.
This is an Eldritch. I have this through an Eldritch invocation.
Gotcha.
So I don't lose any spell slots casting Find Familiar.
Yeah.
And it's part of
Invocations are really, really clever.
It's
They're
part
really
of Pact of the Chain.
Okay. As you, as you send your familiar off to the stairs, to upstairs and everything around to look around, there's many, many rooms. This is a huge mansion.
Okay.
This is a very, sizable place because rich upon rich upon rich have lived here and not only just had the house, but added onto it in certain centuries and something like that, but it has been collected over time, and it has just very, very well kept. Surprisingly well kept. Like, you see this manor, and you're like, this looks really old. It does not look that old on the inside. Ages don't match, let's put it that way.
You live in a fancy house.
Just look for a reason to use that verb.
I mean, it's a fun word.
That vowel.
I'm actually having fun. Just trying. I don't care if I suck. I'm having fun.
Thank you. It's been in the family for quite a long time. We take great pride in it.
You do take quite good care of the house. It looks a lot older on the outside than it does on the in.
Well, it is rather old. I mean, I've lived in it for 300 years or so.
Oh, you look very good for 300 years old, I can tell you that.
She has the biggest, grin on her face, and she's, "Thank you, my boy."
Well, of course I did.
Basically, yeah, she's just like, yes, please,
but
compliment me.
But you have to say it, because I have to hear it. So what happens is your familiar upstairs is zooming around, looking at things, just kind of scouting around. You come across Edgar, who is in a closet in one of the rooms, is holding what can only be described as the ringleader suit from like a circus, like the red and like got the tassels and everything on it, and like the buttons and everything.
Oh
and
my gosh!
And like as he brings it down to have you wear something, you see that, and then Millicent, you know this was a long time ago though, probably like 1800 something, and like the mid to late 1800s, and you recognize this as just like that was just a piece of clothing that was possibly left behind by one of the guests that came through here a while back. So that's what you see as Edgar rounds the corner with it.
The circus has come to dinner. How very novel. Though I suppose it's better than what you're wearing. Slightly.
He looks down at his clothes. Never really had complaints before, but I guess I've never really spend my time mostly with the dead. They don't tend to complain all that much, you know? Chuckles.
She's just like deadpan staring at you. They would if they knew what's good for them.
Well then.
It's not quite. Hey, I guess we'll move on from there.
You hear the gong like for dinner, like ring out through the house, and obviously signifying, hey, time for dinner. Right about that time, a large crack of lightning crashes outside, flashing throughout the halls and everything, making a loud echo right after the gong. And at that time, Mr. Beaker, what? Would you knock on the door, or would you just straight up just, I'm here? Like, what would the preference be?
He would just rap on the door.
Gotcha. And as I said before, Lady Millicent, Lady Ebonvale, you did not know that there was anybody at the door.
Now, who on earth is that, Edgar?
He obviously comes through with his hands all in a folded in front of him as a good servant, and floats to the door, gestures it open, and you see before you, with another crack of lightning illuminating his silhouette, a 6'9" Kenku in a trench coat stands on your doorstep.
Do I recognize him from the things I've heard or seen about this detective?
Well, I don't think you would have actually ever seen a picture of him. So
okay, so I don't know who he is. Okay. Hello. Are we expecting you? Or are you here with your friend, Mr. What was it again? Grimhollow?
Ugh, I can't say I've ever met anyone like that. I don't know who that is, but it looks like he certainly had his share of haggis and tatties.
I'll take your word for it. And whom might you be?
Name's Beaker. I received a letter from a Miss Ebonvale.
Ah, yes, Mr. Beaker.
No, it's Detective Beaker.
I'll stick with Mr. Beaker if that's all right.
It's not. My name's Beaker.
It's quite
Just Beaker.
It's quite improper for me to address you by your first name, Mr. Detective Beaker. Do come in before the rain starts, or you'll drip on my floors.
No, the rain tends to follow me around, so I don't know if that'll really do much of a difference for you. And
Edgar, get the mop!
I'll shake my trench coat to clear off the water and step in, immediately tracking mud.
She clutches her necklace and just, whew. Edgar, please, get my smelling salts!
Edgar is futilely and unable to make contact, but pounding his head on the wall. Like, he is just at the wall, just...
I'll give a hand with that, and I wave my hand.
Oh, bless you, child, bless you.
As you note, he has a lamp floating next to his right shoulder at all times. And it kind of lightens and dims as he uses, like, his magic and stuff, which I think I forgot to mention earlier. But just for some flavor.
She will take note of that, but...
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But he takes care of the mud on the floor and then kind of with his shoes. And he goes, you might want to watch it. She'll try to dress you up like... and he indicates to the clothes he's currently wearing.
It was the only proper thing that he didn't bring clothes for dinner. Please tell me you brought clothes for dinner. I don't know if we'd have anything that would fit you.
I'm currently wearing clothes. What more would I need? It's just food.
Edgar trudges off into the distance. He's just like,
He knows what I'm gonna ask, so he's
like,
already...
he just holds up a hand. He's like,
Like, the trench coat is nice. Like, it has tears at the bottom.
Yeah.
And a little bit on the sleeves.
Yeah.
But the rest of it looks actually really pristine.
If we could fix up those tears, she might be okay, but it's still not a dinner jacket.
And he's in a 3-piece. Like, well, 2. It would be 2. Because the third piece would be the trench coat. So, he's got, the vest. You know, he's got the undershirt. You know, the collar is kind of, ruffled. But... yeah.
Well, I suppose we can go in and you can... just change after dinner. Though it's not proper.
No, I don't tend to change into other things when I'm on a case. This is what detectives would wear, you know.
Quite right.
It's
Let's
quite
go.
improper to be investigating and not be in the proper uniform.
I'll take your word for it.
You should.
Dinner is already served. We should go in. We are late, and it is not proper to be late.
I'm always on time.
She's
I mean,
walking.
you were precisely on time for dinner, that's for sure.
She's walking in towards the dining room and kind of just saying, "Come along." Whiskers is skittering, eyeing you guys very suspiciously next to me.
Whiskers, as he walks past, he or she, I forgot.
It's a he.
He, okay. As Whiskers walks past, you see it's a skeletal cat with great inferno eyes. So, Beaker, if you wouldn't mind giving the little intro to your character, brief intro and description of, we've already kind of went over your looks and what you kind of are wearing, but just brief intro.
So, as we established, he's 6'9", which is really tall for a Kenku. He has flaming red eyes. Well, not so much flaming. They're like a blood red. His feathers, even though they're feathers, they kind of have a longer, disheveled, hair look, where it just kind of sticks out in random directions, but it doesn't look like he's molting or anything. In addition to that, his coloration is also more on the rare side. It is a deep purple for his feathers. The significance of that is that Kenkus born with that coloration it's considered an omen. However, no one knows whether it is an ill omen or a good omen until whatever the effect of that birth happens. So, I don't know if it's luck. I don't know if it's not yet. In addition to that, because of the fact that he is also a barbarian, his feathers, because of the type of barbarian that he is, his feathers also have taken on a pattern that looks like lightning bolts that go through his feathers in a very almost shimmering fluorescent blue. It's like a light blue that almost seems as though as he's walking, it pulses in time with the lightning storm outside.
That's pretty cool.
Okay.
He's very gangly, but also there's it's like a hidden musculature. Like you can't see it under the feathers. Yeah, he's wiry.
All right. So with that, it is, as the gong has signified it's dinner time, and Edgar has slumped off to go find something else proper for someone to wear.
Millicent's not super hopeful after he came back with the ringleader outfit before, but Are we sitting at the dinner table yet, or not quite?
Elias was surprised that the outfit actually fit him.
So when we get to the dinner table, like how you would normally have footmen, pulling the chair out and pushing it in for you, it just happens.
What happens is, as you guys make your way to the dining hall, the chair that Edgar had brought up before for Elias, the wooden one, is waiting at the table. It's got a placemat in front of it and place setting and everything. And then you see a second one has come up as well, on the other side.
Don't want to get the cushions dirty. I mean,
They've both tracked in mud. Like Edgar's like, no, wooden chairs, both of you. I know it'll clean itself eventually, but I don't want to have to deal with it until then.
No, he doesn't want to have to deal with Millicent giving him grief over it in the meantime.
And so as you guys make your way to the dining hall, it is actually like elegant labyrinthine, like very big, huge table, long stretching table with dozens of seats on both sides, ready for any kind of dinner party. But there is a place setting for 3 different spots on the very end, near each other, not next to each other, but near. You know, that way you guys have some space, but ready to go. And there is some glasses of water there for you, and then there is a bottle of table wine waiting for you as well, until the actual food is served. So,
as we're walking to there, Beaker will be monologue. He will be talking out loud about all the things that he sees that's coming to his mind as he's walking by. Just like, she has a lot of very suspicious looking armors. Wonder if there's any bodies hidden inside of them. It's quite the nice place you have, ma'am. And he'll reach up to his head and tip what would appear to be a hat, but there's nothing there. And then he'll go and like fix it back as if he was fixing a fedora to his head.
She's actually taken aback for a second, so she kind of blinks, and then she says, "How novel. A man who feels the need to provide subtitles for reality. My dear Mr. Beaker, are you aware that you're speaking aloud, or is this some new form of affliction?"
Why would I not be speaking aloud when I'm addressing you, ma'am? It would be kind of rude to just sit and stare. I'm not your footman.
No, my dear, I meant...
What's the deal with him anyway? Does the cat have his tongue?
Oh, no. Edgar...
He's a spook of few words.
He's the silent type, but he gets the job done. He never spoke very much in life, and apparently when he not really crossed over, but did whatever he did, it took his ability to speak away. Think he can still get his point across, though. Plus, servants don't need to speak, my boy. They just need to follow the orders.
Did he hit his head hard against the wall one too many times?
No,
I noticed he likes to do that a lot.
Oh no, that was just in reaction to you and him.
It appears he's about as good as hitting his head against the wall as he was as dying.
Oh, I ensured he would not die. I couldn't have him leave me all alone.
Isn't he technically dead?
I guess in one sense, yes, but in another, no.
She seems very cryptic. She doesn't necessarily answer all the questions that we ask.
It's quite...
There always seems to be something hidden beneath. I'll have to keep an eye on her. She's shifty.
My boy, it's quite impertinent to say such things about your host.
I didn't say anything at all. What are you talking about?
Ah, so you're the playwright and the audience. How very...
No, ma'am. I'm a detective and you wrote for me. Do you not remember your own letter?
I did indeed. Let us sit, and we shall get straight to business.
As you guys are sitting and the chairs are scooted up for you, scooted back in and everything for propriety.
Oh, I don't sit in that chair.
Oh, you don't sit in that chair?
No.
Okay.
No.
Where do you sit then?
I grab my plate and
You grab your stuff as my first thought.
I grab my stuff and I pull out a different chair, and I sit down.
She's staring at you. Whiskers is absolutely just hissing. And she's going to not say anything, but you can tell by the look on her face that she's not amused. And she's going to turn to Mr.
Bold of you to assume that Beaker's looking at you.
She's going to look at Mr. Elias and just go, "My boy, sit up straight."
I mean, I can try to shift my position a little bit.
Well, because you mentioned you slouch all the time.
Yeah.
So, oh, okay.
No, that's what he's kind of trying to adjust himself a little upright, but he's still completely slumped over.
Your elbows are on my table. Kindly remove them before I remove your elbows for you.
She's talking about cutting your arms off.
I'm also gonna try and roll for animal handling
Oh no.
with the cat, and I'm gonna reach into my my shoulder bag, and I'm gonna pull out some dried herring.
Well then.
It appears as though the cat is suspicious of the bird, which makes sense, being our ancestors' histories. However, maybe, just maybe, the world's greatest detective is also the world's greatest bridge maker between the fowl and the feline. Maybe, just maybe, he would like some of my dried herring. Here, kitty, kitty, would you like some fish?
Oh.
What was that roll?
Whisker's not impressed.
However,
Oh no.
I can give myself advantage on spell checks,
Oh.
on skill checks that I'm proficient in.
Oh, are you proficient in animal handle? The same number.
I told you that would be
Story dice
hilarious.
For the win.
What was the number?
I rolled a 2, which gave me a 5, and then I used advantage, rolled a 2, and got a 5.
The cat, Whiskers, the deathless, looks at you and your herring, and hisses, and then growls and kind of just backs away from you. What happens is, as you guys are getting settled, Edgar walks around the corner. Now, as we've established, Edgar can't really have physical contact with things, but he can manipulate things. You know, he carried your coat to you by levitating it essentially towards you. And this is what you see, is that Edgar rounds the corner with something draped over his arm as well. Goes over to the chair of, well, where the chair was of Beaker, and then realizing Beaker's not there, looks over, sighs, and then goes over to that new chair and presents a coat that is adorned, kind of bedazzled with moons and stars on it, and it is red lined like silk on the inside with a long coattail. This is just very much a magician's coat that some poor illusionist has left behind somewhere.
Her hand kind of goes to her throat, and she says, "Edgar, never mind. I'm not
No,
sure.
I actually kind of like that coat. Could I change that for this one?
I'm not sure it's
Oh,
any
by all
better
means.
than what you two
Really?
are wearing, but okay."
Would you like my coat, or would you rather the ghost butler get you another one?
I think it's quite all right if you just stay in what you were wearing or whatever. At this point, it doesn't matter. There are more important things going on.
Edgar is sitting there with the coat floating next to Beaker. You say that, hey, well, would you mind if I switch that out or whatever? And he just kind of gives a very dead-eyed look, just no emotion, as in, I wish I could die a second time, and just floats on over towards you and just stands there, floating up, waiting.
The butler looks like he wishes that he would have died properly.
Gosh.
I don't know why they keep bringing me a coat. I came with my own coat.
Let us address the matter at hand, if that's all right with you.
I'm putting on the coat.
Finally, she gets to it.
Yeah, getting his new coat. He's like, this one looks fancier.
This feels really nice, really comfy. You got really good clothes in this mansion.
You're welcome to keep it. I don't expect I'll need a wizard's coat again.
He takes
God, I hope not.
He takes the ringleader's coat, floats on over to the mantle and throws it right in the fireplace. Just chucks it into the fire.
Thank you, Edgar. We need to get some proper clothes if we're going to have guests arriving undressed.
We were both dressed. We just didn't have fancy eating clothes.
Exactly.
Little did they know, I always ate in this jacket.
I always eat in this jacket. I always eat in these clothes.
So the reason I called you here, Mr. Detective
Beaker.
Beaker, yes.
Yes, Beaker.
And Mr. Elias, I don't know where he came from, but he said he could help you, so...
It was the voice. The voice told me to come here. Said you needed help.
Hopefully they are good voices. So he's here to help you figure out my problem. The problem, in a nutshell, is I am no longer in control or command of my own home. Things are not right. Something is sinister here that needs to be fixed.
Maybe your attitude.
My boy, don't be impertinent.
Actually, you know what? All three of you give me a perception check real quick.
Heard.
You're in a conversation, so I want to see if you notice this.
I don't know if that was as funny a comment as I was hoping it to be.
I mean, Millicent's not amused. Where's my
I need to figure out what my
character?
stats are.
Yeah,
I remember.
me too. What are we doing? Perception?
Perception.
17.
Perception.
That's funny. I got 17 as well.
Look at you.
With a
Oh,
negative.
together I got a 17.
She
Me
got a
too, with a negative
14.
one.
Really? I got a 13 with a +4.
I am not perceptive.
Said the detective.
Right? Like, you think.
I'm a detective by profession.
Oh.
What was yours?
14.
So 2 17s and a 14? Okay. Actually, ironically, so here's what happens. Lady Ebonvale, you don't notice, but the other two notice that whenever Elias says that, Edgar is back there, like, on the wall, hands folded, hears that, and gives, like, a sharp, wide-eyed look towards the floor. That's, like, as if to say, dude! And that's what gets thrown across there is as soon as you say perhaps your attitude or whatever, he just goes like, oh. He's just like, I don't know, I'm not here.
His ghostly butthole clenches.
Ghost diamonds, baby. Make ghost diamonds.
His spirit sphincter.
What's Whiskers doing about this?
Whiskers is glaring at the Kenku, who is still sitting on the nice
the
furniture.
Kenku or at
At
Elias?
the Kenku.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Because
so
he's sitting on the
still
nice furniture.
Oh, okay. So he hasn't gotten past
with
that
his
yet.
disheveled
Cool.
clothing and slightly wet clothing. And has not changed for dinner. It's like Whiskers is not amused. Trying to bribe me with herring.
My boy, don't be impertinent. How bold of you to assume you can speak so freely while so poorly dressed.
I'm wearing clothes your butler gave me.
I said what I said.
Like, when you say that you so poorly dressed, like, his eyes widen more, just like, You don't see again, like I said.
She's shocked, okay? She's not very perceptive right now.
His spirit sphincter, his axe. Let's say that aperture is closed.
The lady of the house appears to have management problems. And not to mention the butler. With a look like that, it seems like he wishes he would have died all the way.
She's gonna look over at the butler, at Edgar.
You catch him right as he stops nodding his head, yes, like, just... he's got a nod, then you look his way, he's like, stops.
By the way, Kitty, maybe this food isn't exactly the freshest, and I'll go and put that away, and I'll take out another one. Perhaps you would like something that I made just recently. Maybe, just maybe, I can quell the beast.
Still going for this animal handling. He's like, that's gonna work. I'm gonna win this cat over.
19.
Oh. Total?
Yeah.
Okay. With
Here,
that...
kitty, kitty. Would you like the fishy?
So soothing. Such a lulling voice.
It's a fresher dried herring. It's not like...
Is he going over to it?
What happens is as you offer the fish, Whiskers is sitting there. The whole time, back has been arched. If he had fur, it would be standing straight up. But this second time, he just kind of lowers the arch, looks your way, does not approach necessarily, gets kind of like leans in, smells a little bit, doesn't hiss, just kind of sits there staring at you. So not a negative reaction. Not necessarily a positive one either, but a step in the right direction. Let's put it that way. If you've ever spent any time with a cat ever, that's a good sign. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, he doesn't actively hate me right now. That's a good sign. Like, it's
Whiskers really have some standards.
good gracious.
She rules with an iron fist. Maybe that's why they're management problems. Perhaps. Just perhaps.
Elias is looking at the crown molding.
She does seem like her corset is a little bit too tight.
Oh, darling.
I never noticed, but I guess I'll investigate.
Ooh.
So I rolled an 18 on investigation. I pull out a magnifying glass and get like really close to you. I get up from my seat and cross over
Is this
to
the
you.
massive magnifying glass?
No, it's a regular size one.
Gotcha. We talked about it before in your monologue and everything, so.
Yeah, no, this is a regular size
Okay.
one. This isn't the one that I interrogate with.
This is not the interrogation.
No, this is the
magnifying glass.
investigation one. This isn't the interrogation one.
If you're searching for my heart, you are far too low.
Why would I be searching for a heart? The man said that your corset's too tight, and maybe that's part of your problem.
I don't.
And I'll lean in really close.
She's gonna, like, snap to Whiskers.
With the proximity, and, like, you hadn't won over Whiskers yet. And even if you did, this is still Lady Millicent. So, Lady Ebonvale. And so, Whiskers hisses and leaps at you and right onto your trench coat. And just like,
Well, I have danger sense.
oh, well, you don't see it coming right before it happens, essentially.
Yeah.
You get a little bit of a warning of that then.
Yep. I get an edge on dodging that kind of thing.
We're gonna all kill each other at dinner.
You guys haven't even gotten dinner yet.
I know, like, dude.
No one's drank water yet. I don't know if you guys actually have consumed anything, so.
21.
So yeah. With that, for sure.
I just
You
whirl around out of the way and I flip up the trench coat to kind of blind him as I go, and then I pull it down really quick as he's leaping past me.
you just watch. It's actually a little bit impressive. Just right past, and then yeah, Whiskers
Stick the herring in his mouth as he spins by.
Whiskers meets nothing but air. As he intended to actually land on a person, there is no person there to be had.
And
so,
herring.
And now there's herring.
Does he like the herring?
It's red.
Now that it's in his mouth.
It's a red herring. Oh my god.
I knew it was happening. I knew it was gonna happen at some point. I was like, at what point does somebody make a red herring reference? Yeah. So what happens is you stuff
Of
it in
course
his mouth.
I would. My character. It's a detective. Of course it'd be a red herring.
Absolutely. Yeah. Actually,
Everyone's either gonna absolutely
I
love
rolled
these characters or
percentiles.
hate them.
I rolled percentiles, 92%. So I'm interpreting that as Whiskers is like doing that growling thing as they eat.
Yeah, yeah,
Like when they're
I know
being
exactly what you're
territorial, but they want to eat, so they're going.
Millicent is staring at Whiskers. Do enjoy your fish, Whiskers. I will remember this treachery.
Going nowhere. Like it is just crumbling into the rib cage and crumbling onto the floor, but Whiskers does not care. Like Whiskers is enjoying the meal.
As she says that, I mimic the sound that he's making. I believe that he said.
Don't worry, I won't forget this slight. Whiskers will pay for this.
Elias is just looking back and forth, kind of grinning like he's watching a show.
Because he's not even really supposed to. I mean, he's not sure why he's here. So this
He's
is
not
just
sure
like,
why
hey.
he's here. He's like, but this is really
Elias
entertaining
is
so
just
far.
like, all right, yeah.
This is a lot more
The show.
entertaining than one of them pictures down in the town.
And then I'm going to look at Edgar, and I'm going to use her voice to mimic, and repeat, remember, Whiskers is going to regret this treachery. Write that down.
As you guys have obviously the water and wine in front of you, whatever you'd like to consume with, what happens is this trolley runs in with a cloche, and as the cloche is taken off, you see there is a serving bowl of lobster bisque.
Quite perfect for a rainy evening, wouldn't you agree, Mr. Beaker? My boy.
They brought lobster bisque. It's like they knew that it was my favorite dish. I'm starting to enjoy this mansion, even though it's full of death and decay and whatever that guy is.
Is he quite all right, Mr. Elias?
I'm finding them downright entertaining. This has been a blast so far. This is a lot interesting than most of the cases the voices send me on.
Somebody has to find him entertaining, I suppose.
Well, aren't you the host? Shouldn't you be entertaining us?
No.
Just leave that. No. It's not how this works. The guests and the staff entertain the guests. I'm just here.
If I were entertaining you, I would be lower than my staff.
I am the centerpiece in this.
I'll look away and mimic her saying no.
So she's gonna just look at Beaker after he mimics her and say, "You wear my words poorly. Better speak your own, however pedestrian." If we don't stop just sending quips back and forth, that's all this episode's gonna be. We better actually...
I'm fine with that, honestly.
It's
Welcome
just
to the
a
one-off
long
quips.
dinner.
Oh, I figured it'll
Welcome
get
three
going.
people who
We're
really
just
don't
getting
like each other and are just firing stuff back and forth.
Elias kind of likes.
Throw
I
it.
have no
shade
issues with.
here,
I don't
throw
have issues
shade
with anybody. This
there.
is just who I am. Not because you didn't say anything, but I had already decided that I had already moved on past that, and I'm focused on lobster bisque, because as I thought to myself,
That
this
no
is
one
my
else heard.
Yeah, this is my favorite dish. So
So can you explain a little more, just as the DM to the audience, what's going on in the mansion so that they're aware?
Well, the reason why Lady Ebonvale sent away for a detective, somebody to come investigate, is because this manor is never out of check. It is always under her thumb, or at least within her purview of saying yes or no to something, because the manor is run essentially by Edgar. Edgar is the one who, since he has passed and he was her dutiful servant in life, he's become her dutiful servant in death, and so has essentially possessed the house in a way, and that's why he's in control of everything. That's why he's able to roll the chairs out, or go get the coats from the other room, or just serve dinner without even touching anything, that kind of thing.
That's like hell, having to like literally die and go back to work for eternity.
So the last time we recorded, I went home, fell asleep,
And
dreamt
dreamt
that
of-
we were recording.
Yes.
That's at least more fun.
How did the
Were
session
we
go,
good?
though?
Was it awesome?
I couldn't remember at
Aw,
this point.
that's sad.
My dreams tend to fade pretty quickly. I should have
'cause you're old.
written it down or something.
Anyway, but that is what's going on here. Essentially, is that he, as you said before, he has kind of developed a friendship with Lady Ebonvale. Like, that's why they were so close and everything. So it makes more sense that it makes sense that he would have, willingly do it. Want to stay around and everything. But the fact that Edgar is the one who is in control of everything is what's concerning, because Edgar does not seem to be able to tell you, or does not seem to know, at least from your point of view, what's causing the odds and ends to happen around the mansion. Because doors flying open without your or his consent.
And I'm pretty sure that he has no idea, right?
You've asked him, you've inquired, and he's not been able to communicate anything to you.
And I feel like
know,
he's being truthful and all that.
as far as you can tell. Yeah.
Okay. So Millicent's going to literally relay all of this to the detective as we're eating. Well, and Elias too, just to keep them up, bring them up to speed so that they know what's going on. I do require your assistance in this matter, because it's quite unsettling living in a home that you can't control.
that sounds like my house every day on a Wednesday.
Not my house.
Elias is like, every day on the Wednesday. Every day, but on a Wednesday. These riddles.
Edgar's in the background doing the same, thinky face that you're doing, just gesturing, kind of pointing, just kind of gesturing his hands, fingers pointing back and forth to invisible numbers on a equation, just it doesn't match, it doesn't make sense.
The mathin'.
They have a moment of glancing at each other, and there's one little
you just kind of
second
shrug a
of
little
connection.
bit, you feel each other for a moment,
Is this something you could help me with?
Well, of course. Why else would I be here?
Well, where should we begin?
Where did it start?
Pardon?
Where did it start? It's like she didn't hear the words that I said.
Where? Here.
When did it start?
When did it start, DM?
She asked the specter in the sky.
He's driving this boat, okay?
She drifted off into nothing and spoke to the sky, like a weirdo talking to herself.
Yeah.
Her eyes suddenly grew distant, like she was staring off across the plains, waiting for a response.
Towards the kid table.
She sent out some words, and she was waiting for an echo to come back from across the eternity.
None of this is canon. DM.
Absolutely, it's
That
canon.
freaking is hilarious.
I have retconningly tied to a chair in the back room. Okay, he is not getting anywhere. Retconningly has no power here.
Well, I believe it was about a month or so ago. I was hoping maybe the house was just ill or something, but it kept continuing, and it kept growing worse.
What I will tell you is that not only has it been happening for that long, but it started off very slow, very subtle. It's one or two things weird. More and more stuff has been happening since, and you haven't felt the darkness or the cold or the what you can only describe as evil until very recently, within the last week, which is what really prompted you to send that out. They're like, this is other stuff I've been kind of looking into, but now I need to have somebody look into this.
Okay.
You know?
So she's going to look at the detective and Elias and just say, but lately, something is growing even more strange. I feel suddenly cold, and normally I feel nothing. Like there's some sort of evil in the home that wasn't there before.
I had to stop myself so hard from saying something there that wasn't there before from Beauty and the Beast.
Something there that wasn't there before.
That's staying in.
No, and a bit alarming.
Well, immediately after you saying that you were cold, Beaker's gonna look around for a fireplace
Oh my gosh.
to see if there's one on.
There is.
The lady of the house speaks of a chill that wasn't there before. Maybe the butler. Maybe the butler is to blame. Maybe the butler isn't performing all of his duties, and the house is just rebelling against their control. And in
No.
response, it's not lighting the flame of the fireplace anymore, which is causing a cold draft.
No, my boy, what you're not understanding is I do not feel anything.
You feel cold.
No. Yes.
The lady's backtracking.
As you said this about Edgar, you just see Edgar in the background. Anybody who's looking that direction will see Edgar with his hands, palms up, as if to say, the frick, man.
My boy, what you don't understand is that I don't normally feel anything. I haven't felt cold, I haven't felt warmth or hunger or tiredness in, well, a little over 300 years. But recently, I've started to feel these things. It's not normal. Not for me.
You're quite spry for your age.
Thank you.
Must be in good health to not feel any of those things.
Well, it's easy to be in good health when you have, well... Yes, thank you.
While this conversation's going on, Elias, if anybody notices, his lamp lights up a little bit. Just as a character note, if you guys notice it all, it's just like a character tick. Is that he does look at the alcohol every once in a while. Just kind of glances at the alcohol on the table.
Millicent's gonna notice this and just say, please, it's there for you.
Ugh, no, it's not for me no more.
Oh, would you prefer something stronger? Edgar, maybe some brandy?
He just will tip his head and he'll head off to the kitchen.
I appreciate the offer, but really I stay away from the spirit. Well, some spirits these days.
She's just gonna speak to Edgar as if he was still there, and she's going to say, "Never mind, Edgar. The boy would like you to take the drink away. Bring him something, maybe.
He's like,
What would you like? Apple cider."
just for establishment, he's in his like mid-40s.
Well, you're a boy compared to me.
Yeah. I mean, mid-40s when he died, but I think
Like
you're
slightly aged skin with like just like
I would still say
shadow, just like...
Lady Ebonvale is probably still older than him, even factoring in how long he's been dead and stuff. But I just figured I'd point that out because I think I forgot to mention that he's like mid-40s. He's not a young spry. Well,
So Edgar floats back in, puts the cider down, is looking at Elias, and just limply, like, and almost annoyedly grabs the alcohol and just moves it away down, and just brings it back to the kitchen.
he's a wee bit touchy, isn't he?
I think the strange goings-on are affecting him a little bit.
Well, is there any place where you've seen the most strange things happen?
Beaker's also gotten up, and he's followed Edgar
Oh gosh.
Okay.
with his magnifying
Do I
glass.
notice this?
Perception. You're in conversation, so it'll probably take an active perception check to see if you notice this.
I'd like to add that in his following of Edgar, he is doing so stealthily as he sees that they're in conversation, and this is his chance to start investigating for clues around the mansion. And he's going to start with the butler because, of course...
Fair enough. What did you roll for your stealth, sir?
21.
21?
Yes.
Okay. And then...
I definitely didn't beat that.
What'd you roll?
15.
Yeah, you're definitely not going to catch it.
Okay.
You will, however, with the 15, as you're talking and everything, as he's gone, you will look over and notice he's not there anymore. You didn't see where he went, but you did see that after a certain amount of time, and I'll tell you when, you notice he's gone, essentially. So yes, just resetting the scene, he has stepped off. You have not seen him walk away, but you were talking to Elias about the goings-on, and he had asked you if you had anywhere specific that you felt more of the presence than anything else.
The strange circumstances have been throughout the house, but maybe mostly in the library? It's hard to tell. I feel alone when I shouldn't, and I feel a presence when I should feel alone. It's quite unsettling.
Oh, you mind if I take a look at the library then?
But you haven't finished your dinner. Neither has Mr. Oh. Well. Edgar, I suppose that we're finished here, since Mr. Beaker has gone his own way. And she's saying that like he's here, even though I know he's not, because he's following... Beaker is following Edgar.
You know, that fit, because like you said, like, right about the time you noticed, was like, no, that makes sense. That'd be the time she notices.
Well, considering I don't need to eat anyway, it's just a formality at this point. I suppose we can forego dinner and retire to the library.
With that, Mr. Beaker, as you are traveling into the kitchen, what you see with following behind Edgar is this kitchen area. You see that there are things moving about in the kitchen. The dishes are being scrubbed and everything like that for what was prepared for the meal and everything.
Is it like Merlin's house in Sword
yeah.
in the Stone?
A little bit, yeah. Dishes are doing themselves, essentially, which...
I wish my dishes would do themselves, right? Like, seriously.
Everything's kind of running autonomously in the kitchen, essentially, to get everything done with the serving of the meal. And it's real simple. It's only setting for 3, so it doesn't take much. Edgar floats on over to the liquor cabinet, which is actually quite extensive. A lot of different liquors and wines and spirits and ales, everything like that. Just kind of all in there for whoever might be coming. And of course, those things don't expire. They're just there. They sit there forever. So they last for a long time. And so you see that this is actually quite an extensive cabinet of this. You see that the kitchen itself is stocked very well with food. Seems rather fresh. Like nothing has ever seemed to... And you see like old looking cans of stuff and and old-looking labels for meats and things like that, like stuff that you haven't seen probably in your lifetime. But as you look at it, you're just like, this should have gone to waste years ago. Like, this shouldn't even be close to here. Some you can see the expiration date written on there, and it just shows that it was actually probably about 56 years ago. You know, something of that nature. And you're like, that doesn't make sense. This is perishable for sure. But you see that the kitchen is well stocked with food. There is actually a walk-in cooler, walk-in freezer area with the colder foods, things that kind of are required to be kept cold, like ice cream and things like that. The sweet treats and that nature. But very well stocked kitchen, very well managed and maintained. Apparently, it's very clean in here.
So as he's putting away the alcohol, all of this, I'll branch off and I'll start taking the magnifying glass over, like, the different pots and pans as they're being washed. Very interesting. It's an interesting use of magic.
Edgar fully turns around, sees you in there, and it's just like, sees a guest in the kitchen, and he's just, you can see the stress just wash over his forehead.
It's actually quite stocked and clean down here. In comparison to the outside of the house, Edgar, dear boy.
He just looks over at you, and like without rolling his eyes, but trying really hard not to roll his eyes, just like kind of nods just towards you.
I don't turn around. I'm very intently looking at some of the expiration dates. So, Edgar, it appears that all of your perishables are out of date. What kind of illness farm are you running in here?
He just kind of, you're not turning around, but he's just looking at you, just like very exasperated face, very like rolled eyes, and just sitting there waiting because he can't talk to you, but he knows you're not going to look at him.
It appears that the butler has the same manners as the lady of the house. Never around when you need him.
No. He knows he can't speak, or he knows he hasn't spoken thus far, and it's still like, rude. He's not even
I'm
here.
pretty sure I even said he can't speak.
Edgar, and I'm going to turn around. My boy, come over here. Come over here. I'm talking. I have questions for you.
And
I need answers.
He stands next to you, hands folded, just in front of him.
What's the deal with all the expired food? Are you feeding me expired food?
And he just shakes his head no.
Are you saying that everything in here is mislabeled?
Just say yes, Edgar.
He shakes his head no.
This bag of beans is 50 years out of date.
He shakes his head. He nods his head yes.
By logical deduction, that means that this food is expired. Wouldn't you agree?
There is he just kind of has like an exasperated look on his face, just, and he floats on over to the doorway, leans into the dining area. Yet again, he leans into the dining area, sees you're not there, and he's like, and he turns back around, and he just like tries to his best to communicate with you. He's like, he just like points to the food, gestures towards the trash, and shakes his head no. He gestures to the food and gives thumbs up. He's just trying to like communicate this as best he can.
It appears as though the lady of the house is not big on waste.
Poor Edgar. I feel bad for him.
He just kind of look at me. He's like, "This is my only way out." He just like gives a like, you know that where you shake your head but also like nod at the same time because you're just like, I don't know which one to say.
Like, sure,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
All the answers at once.
whatever will get me out of this conversation.
The answer that you need, yes, that's the one.
It appears as though the only logical explanation is this food is magically purified to last a long time.
Edgar gestures like, yeah. Points at you and touches his nose.
Oh my gosh.
Charades. Edgar is a master of charades.
I mean, he'd have to be. Though Millicent kind of knows what he's saying, just depending on which
You guys
side
have
he
known each
sides.
other for so long, and he's been dead for so long, so you know.
Right. It's only been 300 years or so that we've gone through this song and dance.
So with that, Edgar just kind of like gives you like a yes, that's right. You know, a nod.
Well, it appears as though you're in very good luck, sir. A non-perishable, perishable. You guys should market that. That would make millions.
Just nods his head politely.
Did you come up with this all on your own? As he continues to wander away. Investigating something else.
He's like, I just kind of shrugs and nods to, like, if that'll get you to stop talking about this, sure. Like,
I'll circle back around to him and have the magnifying glass, like, right up against him.
Oh my gosh.
So, and I'll poke at him.
Oh my.
right through him.
Is this... How long have you been like this?
He finds a way to, like, he just holds up a, like, 300.
300 days.
Oh.
300 hours. 300 months.
Blank
300 years.
Dead, expressionless
300
face,
centuries.
just staring off in the distance of every day is
I feel as though he's trying to tell me, but he doesn't want to answer any of my questions.
I feel like
He's
somehow...
a very stone-walled man for being so transparent and lacking of matter. Good sir, I have many questions that I feel like I'm only going to get from the butler because you know and see everything.
He's wide-eyed staring at the floor now of like, oh Lord help me. Sweet death take me now.
Somehow you're gonna give the ghost a migraine.
He's already rubbed
damage.
He's already rubbed his temples once, so
Mind sliver.
you're barraging him with questions. He kind of gestures up. And he's like, just like a hold on, pointed fingers, like wait a minute here. You know, puts a finger up, and then he just floats out of the kitchen and he starts going down the hall and hurriedly looking for whatever room y'all went into. And he comes across the library and sees you guys there. And if you guys are looking towards that doorway, you'll see a very hurriedly floating ghost stop, come back, and just go gesture towards you guys.
I do not see him.
One thing I want to point out is that as we left, I actually grabbed my coat and put it back on.
Your muddy one?
I kind of have to. It's my armor. So
She's gonna kind of look at you with disdain, but not actually say anything.
I can, prestidigitate some of
Prestidigitate?
it. But some of it's also kind of stuck. Afterlife soot. But, yeah, so they're going to head into the library. And first question he's going to ask is just, so what kind of strange going-ons have been occurring here in this room?
In this room specifically? Or in the house altogether?
Well, you said there was a lot of activity in this room, right?
I do spend a lot of time in here. I've noticed books changing places. One should be there, but it's not. It's over there. And she just kind of gestures towards the books that are not where they're supposed to be. This book in particular. See how it has creases in it now? It shouldn't have creases. It should stay the same, always. But it's not anymore. And sometimes when I'm in here, the books will just start rattling or fly off the shelves and almost hit me. All sorts of weird things. Once, even the candles snuffed out. Can you believe it?
Just on their own, like.
Well, normally they stay on all the time, but that was the first time in 300 years that a candle has ever gone dim in this home.
In 300 years?
Yes. She's going to gesture towards the candlestick that's closest to you and just say, see, my boy, the candle wax melts, but...
That's usually what wax does.
But look closer. It melts, yes, but it never grows shorter.
Never drips to the floor. It'll drip down the candle, but it seems like disappear. It just never, the candle never actually gets shorter. The floor is not covered in wax or anything of that nature. It's just...
Yeah, so she's basically trying to tell you, like, look at it really close and you'll see what I'm talking about.
What Elias does is he walks over to it and he kind of leans in and looks at it, and he's noticing it. He just kind of moves his hand to his side, and you see what appears in his hand is like a long pole with a light at the end, like its own candle, and a like a little I'm forgetting the word for it, but like a snuff
Just like a
part that you
like a little
use,
bell, that type thing.
just
Yeah.
like a lamplighter would have back in the day, and
Absolutely.
he just puts it and caps it to see if he can put it out.
And being an experienced lamplighter,
Mm-hmm.
Elias knows how to snuff a candle. He knows how to snuff a street lamp, let
I've been
alone a
snuffing
candle.
out candles since before you were in diapers.
It's just a wee light. I snuff it out before you even get a chance.
Snuff all day.
So what happens is you clasp it down on top of the candle. As you bring it back up, it does not snuff. It is still lit.
See, this is how it should react. But lately, it's not always as it should be. It's quite improper, I assure you.
For you, Beaker, as you have now entered the library because you went searching for them and you found them, you walk in right in time to see Elias snuff a candle out unsuccessfully. Just snuff nothing. Like, oh. And then you hear her talking about it, saying this is how it should react, but it isn't usually, as of late.
Have you tried water?
My boy, I don't think any of you are understanding. The candles are not supposed to go out. They stay on at all times, as it should be.
So far, everything seems to be working as it should, per your instruction.
Oh, give it time, my boy. Trust me. It won't be as proper as it should be for long.
Elias has actually a moment of forlorn look in his eyes, and he just thinks to himself, if only the lights in the town had been like this and we didn't need to light them.
She's just gonna
He
kind
says
of...
it quietly.
She's gonna kind of get slightly closer to you and just say, my boy, are you quite all right? I haven't seen a complexion like that since the plague.
He's gonna shake himself. Nothing. Sorry, I got a little lost there. Let me just do a little looking around. The pole disappears in his hand, and the lantern brightens up a bit. Actually gets more brighter than it has so far. And this is actually where his item comes into play, which is a lantern of revealing. It puts out a bright light in a 30-foot radius, and then dim light for another 30 feet. Would you describe the general light level of the mansion?
Right now it's after dark, so it's mostly lit by like a lot of candles. There is electricity, but I mean, electricity is still fairly new, even in large households
it's
like
kind of
this.
it would probably be a dim environment.
There's light, but it's not super bright or anything.
Closer to candles, it's a bit brighter, but kind of
Yeah,
in the
there-
general area.
There is electricity, but
Okay.
there's candles too. It's still fairly dim.
Okay. So this room kind of gets really brightened up by the lantern. Like, this is not a subtle thing. So, bright light 30 feet, dim light for an additional 30 feet. Invisible creatures and objects are visible as long as they are in the lantern's bright light. You can take a utilize action to lower the hood, reducing the lantern's light. I'm not going to do that because I want the light to reach out as far. And I'm just going to circle the room as the lantern kind of follows over my shoulder, making sure, observing if anything reveals itself in that sense.
Oh, what an impressive trick.
It's quite useful, I find, when I'm looking for different things, especially the wee tricky beasties that know how to hide themselves from normal vision.
Well, hopefully there's no wee beasties in here.
What happens is, you go through the entire room, you don't see anything as you go through.
Am I allowed to roll a history check for myself? Because she doesn't really do much actively, but she's trying to recall specific examples of things that happened that she can relay to him that might be important.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll that if you
Okay.
want.
23 for history check.
Oh, yeah. Easily you can recall. What Lady Ebonvale recalls is there has been times where the window is flung open or a draft of cold has come in, but like that's the cold you don't feel, right? The physical.
Yeah.
But then there have been times where it's just this room has gotten uncharacteristically dark while the candles are lit. And you feel that darkness, and you feel that that's when you feel the cold sensation. You're like, this doesn't make sense. And then most recently there was an event where you were in the library and all of the candles were snuffed out at the same time for a few moments, and then you heard a sound, a wash of feeling over you, of like sensation,
like dread,
almost like a chill down your spine, a dread,
yeah.
like going through you. And then all at once the candles were lit once again.
Okay, so she'll relay this both to Elias and to Beaker, since he's here now as well, just so they're, aware. And also trying to explain more, like, yes, I understand that people get cold, but I don't. This is the kind of cold that I'm referring to. Just so that hopefully Beaker can get with the program and understand.
Hey, Beaker's Beaker, man.
Oh, I know.
Elias, you say you were rolling for something as well?
I think I was gonna go with... I'll go with Arcana.
And then, Beaker, you were going to roll for something as well?
Intimidation.
On the room?
On the candlesticks. I'm going to go over and start slapping them around and
Hey, what do you know?
and pushing them. Asking what they know.
What did you roll?
17 plus 6, 23.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so you watch as Beaker goes over to the candles and is like, hey, and starts smacking the candelabra on the wall and just kind of like...
What's going on? What's with the on and off? What do you know?
My dear boy, they don't speak. That would be ridiculous.
Oh, they'll talk by the time I'm done with them. And I'll start smacking them with the smaller magnifying glass.
Oy.
You're giving me the silent treatment, eh? You're about as shifty and sketchy and elusive as that butler over there. Just disappearing. Doesn't tell you anything.
Edgar.
You know he's keeping all the secrets. He runs the place.
He is standing just off of you, just off the side, and just kind of looking with a furrowed brow, like, dude. With your 23, you smack around the candles. They don't tell you anything. However,
obviously, I didn't expect to get anything.
with your intimidation, I will say, like what's going on with your smacking around and everything, you do notice that the candles aren't even reacting to you hitting them physically. Like the flames aren't flickering, they aren't moving, like the wind of your hand rushing by, nothing. So they don't seem to be in any particular way worried by the physical. And you do suss that out by your intimidation tactic. And then Elias, you were rolling for, what was it exactly?
Arcana.
And what'd you roll, my dear boy?
So, I actually used a little bit of my old life to help me out, and I used knowledge from a past life. So I get to add a d6.
Okay.
It's a little like those clerics using that guidance they hand out to everybody, but it only works on me personally.
Just can't get a character without guidance, can you?
I love it. I'm addicted.
It's useful. It's very useful.
Which, that puts me at a 16.
Basic understanding of what's going on, especially with you and your spiritual nature, you are very well aware of how undead magic tends to work. And so, with Lady Ebonvale's story that you know of thus far, and what she's kind of alluded to, you know that this house is kind of, like, the magic encapsulating this house is kind of frozen in time. Now, you don't know what could be causing these reactions, but it is frozen in time, essentially. It's just this, what is here is what's going to be. There's no more age to be befallen in this house. It's kind of like, it seems to be like in the form of chronomancy, but a very strong and almost ancient type of power that is quite untouchable for anyone of the common spellsayer, you know? What happens as you guys are looking around the room, trying to get a suss of everything and like trying to figure out what's going on with the candles, what's going on with the feeling and everything. All at once, the candles snuff out.
Trying to escape the interrogation, are we?
I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming. Edgar is over on the side, like, hearing him talk to the candle still, rubbing his temples, just kind of like, I don't know how I'm getting a headache, but I am. Like, that's just, like, the kind of look on his face. Like, physically, I don't think this is possible.
Millicent's going to kind of just gesture to the candles and be like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This should not be happening.
Oh, don't worry. With enough time and effort, we'll get answers. And I will take one and throw it across the room.
Oh my gosh.
You, Mr. Grimhollow. What say you about these goings-on? You are of their kind. Are you not?
He's a candlestick.
Of course he's not. Does he look like a candlestick to you?
That's what
You've been in
I'm
this house
asking.
far too long. Surrounded by candlesticks and mostly dead men.
Do I get any sort of feeling with this sudden manifestation? Is there any sort of... Since I'm thinking of Arcana at the moment, like...
Yeah, you know, because you're focused on Arcana. Give me a percentage roll.
It's not great. 41.
That's not horrible.
Okay. Yeah, no, with that, I would say that you get kind of a twinge of, like, not sure what it is, but you're like, something caused that. You just don't know, like, what it was that, like... Well, from what you can tell, it doesn't feel like it was something that Edgar did.
Okay.
Or anything of that nature. At least it doesn't seem that way, because he's over there by himself. He doesn't seem to have gestured or anything like that. And it could be that it's something extra.
Well, that was an interesting trick. And I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
You are in a magical house that is fueled entirely by magic.
That's fine. I'm just seeing if there's
Cool.
anything
Necromancy
different.
magic is all
over.
around you.
Okay.
Seeped into this house.
Do I see...
So
the
much so
very
it
bones.
overshadows everything. You cannot see any. Like, even if you had a magical item in front of your face, there's so much aura from the necromancy magic, including yourself. Like, yourself included. You're steeped in necromancy as well. But you see that even if you had, like, say you had a ring of truth telling in front of you, you would not be able to see that.
Okay, so everything's just covered.
Pretty
so
much,
my
it's
Arcana check was more helpful than... Okay, alright.
I'm just saying, like, that's not going to get you far here.
Elias is going to turn to Lady Ebonvale and say, well, this room's a little bit of a dead end as far as finding this particular source. But the good news is I'm going to go interview some witnesses. And he's going to walk out of the room.
Witnesses? My boy, there's no one here.
Oh, sure there are. They're not in the house, but they're here. And he begins to walk towards the front door.
To the house. But what is...
As you
What
walk,
in the world is he talking about, Mr. Beaker?
Apparently, the man has witnesses. This piques my interest.
Oh, for the love
I hear-
of God.
I hear the faint sounds of the lady calling ahead. I follow him. Come, Lady Millicent. Witnesses.
Apparently, I follow your orders now, in my own house. Very well, I suppose. You're the detective after all. I must go where you lead me. Eventually, though, we should go look at the crypts, considering that's where the magic started from many years ago.
Do you hear the lady, Mr. Grimhollow? She says we should check the crypts.
On the way!
as you guys walk out into the hallway, you see that the rest of the house is not lit as well. It seems that it's not just this room. It seems as you go into the hallway, there's no light source anymore. You've not seen it extend to the house like this before. You've seen it.
Okay.
You've seen isolated incidents, but you've not seen this before.
It appears as though the lady hasn't paid her candle bill.
I dare say...
I'm gonna leap over this table. I hate it and love it so much. It's so stupid.
Millicent's just
I
gonna
didn't
kind of
pay my candle bill this month.
she's, taken aback by the fact that it seems to be spreading. I dare say, it's never been this bad before. And I don't have a candle bill.
Apparently she pays part of the candle bill normally.
Are you actually a detective? Have you ever solved anything?
Technically, yes.
Do you see the trench coat? Obviously, I'm a detective. Now, as far as solving the cases go, Well, you wouldn't understand. I generally get reassigned just before the solving part. It's very bureaucratic.
That's a
I
polite no.
I get all the way to the solving, and then I'm off to the next case. I was in the middle of one previously before the Raven couldn't figure out how to open my office door that you sent.
I feel like I've hired an amateur.
This lady's understanding of detective work is obviously very pedestrian.
Perhaps Mr. Grimhollow will be a better detective than you have been.
Mr. Grimhollow, did you solve your murder?
Murder?
By the time you say this, you're approaching the front door. Elias, you are unable to open the front door.
Oh, my boy, don't worry. It only responds to my command. Edgar, please open the door.
Edgar it floats up dutifully and then goes to the door and he gestures. The door does not open.
It's the Raven effect. Interesting.
Well, Edgar, I'm waiting. Don't keep me waiting.
He has a very bewildered look on his face, very confused. He's like, and he gestures again, and the doors won't open. And he gives you a look of like, I can't. Like, he just has like almost a defeated, like, confused look.
This is not good.
My lady, it appears as though your footman has performance anxiety. It's
I will
just
not
a door.
dignify that statement with a response.
I'll reach out and grab the door handle and start to put strength behind trying to bend the door open.
Good night. Give me a strength check. See how that goes.
18.
Good strength check. Very, very strong. You put all that grit and bite into it. The handle doesn't actually bend. It's still kept strong by the magic of the house.
Can I do an Arcana check to try and see, does the door or the house at this particular moment feel any different than it normally does?
You don't feel that you're... you want to roll for something specific?
Arcana.
Okay, yeah.
25.
Oh, wow. Yeah, good. No, with your 25, you are able to... You're able to really very easily tell the difference in the feeling. You don't feel their connection to yourself, between yourself and Edgar, or yourself and the house has been lost. So you feel that connection is still there, but it feels different. It feels like there's less room than there was before.
Gentlemen, I don't know how to quite describe what I'm feeling. Something else is here, something sinister.
As she relays this information, I'm rolling up the sleeves on my trench coat and flexing out the wingspan. Wingspan.
Ha ha ha.
And I take one step back from the door, and then I go at it full force.
And his beak sticks into the wood.
With a punch. And I actually have, what do they call it? There's actually a specific type of punch for this.
Elias actually takes aim at one of the windows, one of the nearest windows, and fires a blast of eldritch power at it.
With your Eldritch Blast, you blast it forward, and you hear it hit and connect. It's almost like as if the window absorbs the energy. It just doesn't move.
Thought it was worth a try.
Beaker, did you have something you want to do?
At that moment, my body goes crashing into the door. Well, it's more or less I'm using my fist, actually. I'm punching the door. Not so much crashing into it. Yeah, it's an unarmed strike, so it's 27.
To hit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude.
Okay.
I got a +8 on striking.
Well, roll damage on that. Let's see how hard you hit. The 27's a good square hit. Like, obviously, you hit it straight on. No problems there. But I want to see how hard of a hit you put into it.
It's going to be a few different dice rolls.
My boy, we don't need to break the house.
Can't hear you over the sound of my fist hitting your door.
I'll solve this mystery if this door's the last thing between me and it.
I will punch this mystery in the face.
So it's a 7 unarmed strike with an additional 3 in flame damage.
Okay. So as you're hitting this door, which that 27, I'll say pretty square hit, like just right on the door.
It's with those dark metal gloves that I wear.
Mm-hmm. And so as you guys see him connect, you see like flame spark out from his hit, as like just embedding flame into this door. But every time you hit, like, and I'll say like with this 27, you hit a couple times. Like, I'm just gonna like rule this way. You bam 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 at that same damage, and each time you see that the door is pretty much absorbing each blow.
Quite the stout door you have there, ma'am.
It was designed that way. Well, it was designed to open, but obviously it's being naughty at the moment.
That's quite a design flaw.
Well, it doesn't
have it checked.
normally do... That's why you're here, to
Edgar.
check it.
You should be maintaining this door.
Edgar has his face in his palm, just.
I wondered to myself how Edgar works under these conditions.
Edgar, dear, is there another detective we could call? Sherlock Holmes, perhaps? Anyone at all?
He does not know how to... he physically cannot tell you, and also does not know how the heart to tell you that Sherlock Holmes is not real. Just like... you say Sherlock Holmes, and he's like...
I'm gonna reach into one of my pockets. I'm gonna pull out a flask of oil and walk over to the door and just spread a little on each joint. And I'm gonna turn to Beaker and say, "Why don't you give it another try, my bird friend?"
What was your roll?
25.
25, yes. Okay, square. Again, solid square hit. And then hitting with the flames and everything, what is your damage on that?
7 on the regular strike and 4 flame.
Okay. So, 11 damage. What happens is, as this flame hits, the oil that you place on there does catch, you know, like,
I was wondering
causing
if
the inferno to kind of blast even higher. But again, just as quickly as it is ignited, it snuffs out as well. It's like almost like the house is absorbing it and just dissipating the energy.
I think we may have exhausted our options through the front door. You don't happen to have any other exit points, do you?
Oh, well, there's multiple secret passageways, but I would assume that the house has done its job and it's just not going to let us out.
In the distance, you hear flame immediately ignite in the foyer.
Edgar, what's going on?
Well, Edgar kind of like wanders around to go check out what's going on, but as he does walk off that direction, you see coming from that direction is the light from as you said, you kind of heard it sounded like flame, but you see this light emitting from that direction, which appears could be possibly flame as well. You gonna peek around the corner to go take a look at it?
Oh, absolutely.
So,
I'm going to summon my hoolet again, my owlet.
Please take care and make sure it doesn't leave any feathers about my home.
I'm pretty sure that's not going to be an issue.
You summon your hoolet to your shoulder. Beaker, how does Beaker react to seeing an owl fly in and land on his shoulder?
No, down, Whiskers. Stop. Yes, I know it's a nuisance, but at the moment, apparently, it's helping us, I think.
So, peeking around the corner, and then with your hoolet, are you sending them before you walk around the corner?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Lady Ebonvale, as you round the corner and you see your very big, illustrious, and like the presenting fireplace, you know, the one where like the guest sees they come in and like, oh, look at that, how fancy that is, you know, made of marble, and the giant mantle with like a big portrait, a big portrait of you behind on top of the mantle and everything like that.
It's me and Whiskers before the spell.
There you go. The flames are lit in the fireplace, roaring quite powerfully, quite vigorously.
Are the candles on?
No.
Was this fireplace on before
Nope.
the candles went out?
It just
Okay.
came on.
Well, that's peculiar. This fireplace should not be lit at this moment.
Through the flames and everything that are sitting there blazing in front of you, you see they begin to shift and shape and waver, and then eventually they swirl and they begin to form a form. They begin to form person.
She grasps her necklace that she's wearing and she just says, "Upon my soul, what in the world is that? Edgar, are we expecting somebody else through the fireplace?"
The flames are giving the form of somebody, but they're not like, it's not like a person that's coming through and traveling. It's just staying flame. It's almost as if a presentation of someone. As the form comes into focus and you're able to see more details and everything, you see a very finely dressed looking man, someone who's wearing how do you do kind of garb, a bit out of date, old fashioned. It looks like it probably hadn't been fashionable for at least probably close to 100 years.
Do I recognize him?
You do recognize him.
Okay, thank you.
You do recognize him. As he starts to form in the face, his tweaked and curled mustache comes into view, his coiffed hair, his very proper collar and tie, old kind of like probably early 1800s type style tie that we'd wear, and comes into focus. Now you can't see really, like, it's all flames, but you can see the facial details and everything. And as you look focused, you realize you recognize this person. This is your 7th husband.
Oh, good God.
Rupert.
It would be Rupert.
It's Rupert Evergreen. But, of course, you kept the name Ebonvale through all of your marriages, as to not.
For I do not permit replacements.
Yeah, we're not gonna rename the manor. Come on now. It's a family manor. What you remember from this marriage? You two were married really kind of just for like, this is what you're supposed to do. It's like almost like keeping up appearances and things like that. It's like Lady Ebonvale would not just marry for company, but like, because there's really like what need do you have for that at any point? But
no,
like,
I have whiskers.
Yeah, whiskers, exactly. But for things like, keeping up appearances, having people would ask too many questions if there was a young looking woman up in the keep, up in the mansion by herself for a very long time, and like, well, we've never had a husband, and you're not an old maid, so what's going on, and that kind of thing. So just for the sake of keeping up appearances, and also for the sake of money,
She's going to gasp and just say, "I dare say, Rupert! Is that you?"
Finally.
By God, I thought you died years ago.
Oh, you wish I did. I did. I wish I could have passed on, but you kept me here in your foul witchcraft.
I kept you here, my dear. I was quite happy to see you go.
Oh, my dear, I was happy to go myself, but your evil claws kept me dug in, and now I'm tied forever to this property, tied forever to you, and I'm...
Out of all my husbands, you were my least favorite. Why in the world would I keep you around?
He says, keep me around. You had no call in it whatsoever. But I will make sure that you will remember this day. Oh, will you remember this day?
Edgar, can you please get rid of him and find me one of my more favorable husbands?
He gestures towards Edgar, and Edgar actually dissipates.
Edgar? That's not funny. You never liked Rupert either. Why are you playing along?
Rupert looks at you and he says, before this night is through, you shall pay for every miserable moment you put me through in life.
Can I do a history check to try to figure out what the heck he's talking about? Because my character might know, but player me is very confused at this moment.
Yeah, go ahead and roll history. You've had a long life.
I was gonna say you could say that.
There's a good chance
a lot
you
of details, especially if she's kind of as
Where's my lucky feet?
I remember you, but I've tried to
and everything. It's like, oh, it's beneath me to remember this about my husband.
I remember you, but I've tried really hard to forget most of you, like that kind of thing.
He's got this major grudge. He's giving this big speech, and she's like, "And you are
Rupert? Is that right? Okay, so 13. What happens? With your 13 history on that, recalling anything about this marriage, what it comes down to is you, of course, know that you didn't like the guy. He didn't like you. But it was a time in your life where it was like, as I said, you've done everything that's proper. Like, you married him, so you had to be married to him, and you were like, well, this is how it goes. But you don't remember anything in particular that would make him just kind of like hate you, except for the fact that you just had a very bad marriage. Like, just, it was not wanted, it was not needed from either of you. It was for keeping up appearances.
We coexisted, and that was about it.
That, if you can call it that. Like, you know, kept it together in front of guests, essentially.
So I don't know why he's mad.
I mean, other than he just has disdain for you, is what it seems. As he waves his hand and Edgar vanishes. So he, like, says, yes, I'm getting stronger. And he says, soon, I shall be strong enough to wipe you from this plane. You and your guests.
I would like to use command on him. Give me 1 second. There it is. It's a wisdom saving throw of 14. And she's just going to... The one word she's going to say is, leave! And she's going to, try to command him to leave this place.
It's a save, right?
Wisdom saving throw of 14.
As you cast and you say, leave, you see him kind of like give you the Kubrick stare, you know, like where he like kind of like looks through his eyebrows, and he just has a grin on his face and he goes, and then dissipates. The flames recede, it's dark once again, and then all the candles in the house and the fireplace reignite.
Do I know if it worked? Or if he...
Everything seems to be back to normal.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, I believe we know what's going on here now. Which I suppose is partially good news. I don't know why he's so angry. I mean, we were unhappy, but all married couples are unhappy.
blink, blink.
Mr. Beaker, have you ever encountered a spouse from beyond the grave who is a bit of a fit?
I was never married.
Oh, count your blessings, my sir. It's quite monotonous. It's a
I can
chore,
imagine. He didn't
rather.
seem very happy with yours.
He should have been.
Even the butler left.
She's actually going to kind of turn around and go, Edgar! Edgar! Come back here!
At that time, near the fireplace, he apparates, and he's there, and you see him just kind of pat himself, like, feel himself again.
Edgar, what happened to you? Where were you?
He just waves his hand in front of his face, as if, like, you know, can't, like, John Cena can't see me.
You waved goodbye?
He just lowers his head, defeated, and it's just like...
Can I send a message to him? Would that work?
No. He
It's
can't
worth
send
a
message
shot.
back.
Why? It doesn't... Oh, you have to whisper.
You have to speak.
It's just a tiny whispered sigh. Mr. Beaker.
I believe he joined the All Dead.
Well, obviously not. He's right here.
I mean, it seemed like you brought him back.
What would you suggest we do from here? I suppose the door...
I'm not good with ex-husbands.
Neither am I, apparently.
Very bad history.
Oh. Is there a bit of sordid tale in your past?
That doesn't seem very proper.
Oh, my dear. I live for gossip.
Also not very proper. This has all been a sham. I knew she was hiding secrets.
Shall we go to the crypt now that the front door will probably open?
That'd probably be a good idea. That's where I was intending to go.
Now that I think about it, he's buried down there somewhere.
That would be very useful to know.
Do you have a back door?
Why can't we go through the front door?
Why are you asking questions with questions? We tried the front
have a
door.
back door. Edgar, can you please show Mr. Beaker the back door towards the crypt?
I'm the detective and she's asking me all the questions.
It's my house.
I feel like this letter was sent to the wrong person. It should have been addressed to herself. Come, Edgar. The
Don't-
back door.
With a downtrodden look and slumped shoulders, a defeated Edgar floats towards the back door.
She's like
Servants
picking up
enter.
her skirt higher as they're walking in the kitchens.
As you get down below, like, you know, through the kitchen, but, like, down into the, actual, like, because, like, where you saw was, like, the fancy presentation kitchen where, like, where if a guest were to peer in and everything, they might see something, you know, see the good side of it.
I'm not
down
sure
below,
if you're aware. I'm not sure if you're aware, but your food is all expired. Edgar assures me that's all fantastic.
Oh,
I
no.
have doubts.
It doesn't actually expire. It's just the date on it, but it stays preserved. It's quite proper, I assure you.
You use that word a lot.
Indeed, it's probably my favorite word.
Barely noticeable.
Propriety is the very mortar that holds society together.
And she continues to use words, expecting me to listen. However, I continue to follow Edgar through the galley and down into the servants' area in
That's
search
quite
of the back
rude,
door.
But I suppose, okay, let's go.
You don't happen to have some popcorn in this kitchen, do you? Want something
Probably.
entertaining to go with the show.
Oh, for the love of God. I'm surrounded
it.
by amateurs.
Yeah, so as he takes you down through the lower levels, you see that there's actual more food storage and things of that nature down there. More like this is where you see like droves of wine in the cellar.
Is there
you know,
some
like,
salted venison?
As you guys go through the kitchen into like you see the wine cellar, you see like a bunch of different wines like aged throughout the years and everything, and just droves of it. Just like, oh my gosh, you can drink wine every day and never run out.
The wine
So-
glass is never empty.
And then Melody would die here. Like Melody
Oh,
would just
100%.
just die of like
She'd be besties with her.
she would die of alcohol poisoning. She
too.
wouldn't be able to get like I'm gonna live in the cellar, just so you know. But as you guys come out the back, about through the exit, which is the servants' entrance and everything, you walk your way back, and you can see off in the distance, over the crest of the hill, there is sitting atop a mortuary, a graveyard, but with a mortuary in the middle, and basically a family crypt up there. Very fancy, very elegant, very extravagant.
That looks extremely cozy. Looks like home.
It's-
My
looks like
poor
you go to sleep
boy.
there.
Are you?
Nah, don't worry about it. Let's just make our way.
Hey party people, thank you so much for listening and coming on this adventure with us. Please like, share, and subscribe to the Dice Party podcast, and also please rate our podcast on your favorite podcast platform. You can also find us on social media, that way you can keep up with all the latest Dice Party news. I hope you'll join us on our next adventure. See you later!